down over it, which pushes the legs down into the sand prematurely, so to speak. Lose centimetres that way, never mind about those 13 at the board. Well, 7:31. It's a personal best, and he didn't like it. So that's a good indication. He's hungry, wants some more.
So Adam Helchelet is next to jump. Had a slightly disappointing 60 metres in the opening discipline. Beaten by Lukáš. You may remember his teammate. What can he do here? Set a new lifetime best of 7 metres and 60 centimetres earlier this season. You're looking for something there or thereabouts. Certainly over 7 metres to keep in touch with Shkorinyov. And using, as he should do, the energy from the crowd. Can they propel him to a decent distance here? Looks good on takeoff, and that looks pretty decent from Helchelet. The crowd like it. Not sure about him. A little bit poker face, isn't he? Not giving much away. Certainly in the 7:30 territory. Decent on takeoff. Well, 7:38, there we are, 905 points, and that's the second furthest jump in this long jump discipline.
Next to go. 7:02, his opener. That's a fairly modest from somebody who has jumped 7:31 this year. He's down in 8th place at the moment in this particular discipline. Brown of the Netherlands, though. That's better, but he had to chop his stride approaching the board there. We've given up quite a bit of distance with that. This is his first senior major international championship. He's just 22, only a month or so back. Oh dear, yeah. Made the adjustments and was still way shy of the board. So he opened with 7:02. This is better, there's no doubt about it, but he's given away a lot. 7:11, not that much better. That's worth about 845 points. Only 3 jumps, each one has to be regarded as precious. That has to be a mindset. Make each one count, hit it right.
Well, we're going to stay with the live coverage here of the long jump in the multi-eventing heptathlon until the end of the morning session. Pittonvilles. Second jump. No jump with the first. Well, that's over 7 meters, but just waiting for confirmation that that was a legitimate jump. It looked pretty close to me, to the naked eye on takeoff. No, it wasn't. I thought it may well have been a no jump, and indeed the plasticine was disturbed. So another no jump for the Belgian. And well, as Tim was saying, talk about making each jump count. He's done exactly the opposite there. Needs to make a mark with his third and final jump.
He's in trouble, isn't he? Lukáš now. .704 for Lukáš with his opener. lifetime best is only 7:11. They're well turned out, the Czech lads, aren't they? I can see the ladies having a soft spot for one or two of their team. You know what I'm saying.
Evidence of hair gel being applied, I think, this morning. There's a curious hairstyle, isn't it?
What's wrong with hair gel? But I agree on the curiosity element. You know what the issue is, Chris?
Go on.
We're way too old for this to be making comments about people's hair.
Go on.
Whether it's buns or Mohicans or hair gel.
Yeah, we have made a few references to hairstyles this morning. Apologies if the language we're using is way out of fashion.
Oh, you can't apologise for that. People know we're only having a bit of fun.
Exactly.
Would you let this man marry your daughter? I would. Looks like a very nice, respectable lad.
Yeah, clean cut, wholesome.
Of course, looks to be deceptive. Well, Lukáš, who was the joint leader after the hurdles with 6.93 to rack up 907 points, improving a little bit there. And the high jump qualifying continues as well for the men. These big groups require the athletes out there being twice as long as they would ordinarily be. Normally if you get 20, 30 athletes in an event, there'd be two pools jumping on two different beds or two different long jump pits or whatever, but not this weekend.
So approaching the end of the morning session on day 3, we've got two pieces of action happening concurrently. The high jump qualification continuing into the last round of jumps there, and the long jump as well for the heptathletes. So we'll be toggling between the two.
Baniosis. .219, he's cleared, needs this. That's nice. Yeah. He's pumped, isn't he? 224, lots of speed. Wriggles over that one. Doesn't really matter how you get over it, just get over it. Mediterranean Games champion a couple of years ago. Back to Lukáš now.
Well, the crowd responding. Lukáš, hugely popular, looking to build on that terrific performance in the opening event. 693, 60 meters. What can he do here? Oh, I think that is red. It's a shame. Good speed on the takeoff runway, but just overcooked it. We'll see now by how much. Well, just a couple of centimeters, in fact. Such a shame. So 7:04 remains his best effort with one jump to come.
Look at that. Watching the video of it, just double checking what advice needs to be given, and he's getting the advice. Torso angle. A moment of takeoff, I'm sure. Olsen next to go. Cleared 7 meters this winter prior to today, but now he has 7 meters 11 with his opener, Olsen. Opened with the 7:03 in the hurdles. 7th equal after the hurdles. That looked like a no jump too. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, he's jumped his season's best as Olsen. Very close to his lifetime best of 7:16. That's an opener of 7:11. Oh, and as that foot rolled forward, you see, would have made a little mark in the plasticine, I think. But one attempt left for him to try and grab a few more points. 5-time Swedish indoor champion of the heptathlon. Pretty useful 400-meter hurdler too. He's actually run 51.2 for 400 hurdles a couple of years back. Not big by decathlon and multi-event standards. 1.83 m makes him 6 foot and 79 kilograms. He's smaller than you, Chris.
And that's saying something.
Certainly lighter.
Oh, ouch.
Ouch.
It's only the first morning.
Yeah, I've got started.
So Paweł Wysiłek from Poland, lying down in joint 7th place after the first event, the 60 meters, with a no jump in the first of the long jumps. Here we go. Just had to chop his stride, but that's decent. He likes that. Whoa. My word. Well, it was less than perfect, wasn't it, the approach, but it didn't matter. Terrific distance there. 7:27 is lifetime best. That surely is a massive personal best. Look at that, giving away a decent margin on the takeoff board. Just had to chop his stride as he approached the board itself, but terrific lift. And he knew straight away. 7:16.
Well, I'll tell you what, I could have sworn he jumped about 7:40 there.
Yeah.
I think those boards on the far side of the pit need a little bit of tweaking. That's very misleading. What a shame. I thought that was, and he liked it. I think he probably thought it was bigger himself.
Yeah, the body language often gives it away, doesn't it?
I'd even put a big question mark in front of that distance, 7:16. And, you know, the boards, I think, have been reliable up to this point. And the indicators, the computer-generated indicator lines across the sand told us that was about a 7:40, so that was really strange. Shkurenyov now. Well, that's pretty big again. He's gone even further, I think. He opened with 7:70. That was a personal best. He's on fire, this lad. What's going on? Came here with a personal best of 7:54. He jumped 7:70, his opener. And that's a beautiful effort from the Russian.
Oh.
Perfect, absolutely perfect on the board. In fact, I've seen those get the red flag before. But he's a big fellow, he's got good speed, he ought to be jumping a long way. He's 1.91 m, he's around 6'3", 82 kilograms. Looks a lot more than that to me. But 7:78. Over the 1,000 point mark, and he's never been anywhere near that before in this discipline.
So, Arbala, lying in 3rd place, was the joint leader after the sprint this morning. Will he be inspired by that terrific jump by Shkurenyov? Arbala, the German. Hits it well. Oh, that's another good jump. Pretty low trajectory. Didn't get much height on that. Not giving much away in terms of reaction, but my word, the speed was impressive. And again, look at that, not giving much away on takeoff. Arbala. Could well be a season's best, that. 7:15, his best so far this season. And that's come up, and that is a massive personal best. 7:56. That is added 26 centimeters to his lifetime best before today.
Elchlet then, 2nd round jump for the Czech. Come on, I can't hear you, he says. 7:38 is opener. That was a pretty healthy start. He is a 7:60 jumper at best, though. He knows there's more there. This is getting the home crowd pumped. Not short of confidence, is he? He was 4th in these championships 2 years ago in Gothenburg. He wants to get amongst the medals here today. Tomorrow, I should say. He's coached by one Thomas Dvorak, who knows his way around the multi-events, former world record holder. No, he was stretching for the board. I think it was some way behind the front of the board. Lost distance there. We'll get that confirmed in a minute. It's about 7:20, I think, something like that. He's already got 7:38 to his name. Yeah, well, he just made the board. 7.03, dear oh dear. No, not as good.
Brugger, the German, is lying down in 10th place after the first event. Not his strongest discipline, this, by any means. 4.93 with his opening jump. No, I think that's a no jump as well. Yes, it is. So it's all going wrong for the German, Brugger. And just to clear up, we were just hesitating slightly after the jump of Vysiulek, you may remember, who jumped, we thought, a massive personal best. And the confusion really, Tim, has come because it's showing up on our computer screen as 7.16, that jump, which is a personal best according to that. And our biographical notes say that he's jumped 7.27 previously. So apologies if we're appearing to contradict ourselves, but we can't have two personal bests, one at 7.16 and one at 7.27. We'll try to get to the bottom of that for you.
That's what we've got at the moment. And of course, it's compounded by the fact that it looked like about a 7.40 jump.
Yeah.
Back to this high jump qualifying, though. And I'm afraid the Italian, Lemmy, 3 failures for him at 2.24, and he's gone. He's in 13th place, not close to making the final. There's a lot of men at the moment over 2.24. I can tell you what, some 13 or 14 men over 2.24. It's going to be going on for a long time yet, this competition. We've been told we're going to stick with this morning session in Prague. Tamburi, the teammate, ironically, jumping straight after a man who's Lemmy, who's just failed to clear 2.40 at the third time of asking.
Yes. Flamboyant character, Tamberi, and he liked that one, and so did the crowd.
Well, that's a huge... he's already jumped a season's best with 2.19. He only cleared 2.17 this season before coming to Prague, and 2.17 became 2.19, and now 2.24, his season's best. And Tamberi has a personal best of only 2.30. That was a big jump, you know. That was a super jump. Ilkosin Nicholas, the defending champion, badly in need of a solid mark here. Now this, in effect, I suppose needs to be a safety jump, Chris. He needs to get the points on the board in the majority of the points that he could rack up, and then go for it with his final effort. But will that be his attitude? 4th in the hurdles earlier on. Overall, coming into this discipline, that's where he lies with 889 points. That looks all right. I'd have thought 7.50, but if I'm far out this time, I'm going to give up guessing. They're teasing us with those indicators across the sand. Didn't hold back, did he? Really good on the board. And St. Nicholas given 7.37, 903 points. That's good. Now he can really go for it with his final jump.
Klimarenko then back in the high jump. Yes. Safely over for the Ukrainian. At 2.24, his final attempt. Living dangerously, but he's still in there, alive and kicking.
Well, there's 1 or 2 of them popping over at the third time of asking in this high jump competition. Back to the long jump, Jose. Didn't have a good hurdles, in 11th place after the first discipline. And he's angry at himself. He can't lip read French, because I think I just did. A lot of ground. He's angry at himself for that. He knows it's wasted distance. And, Jose, 7.08. A meagre return for Frenchman. It's a 7:39 jumper at his best, so he's quite some way off the pace, about a foot.
So third jump for the Russian, Kinyenko. Just shy of 7 meters. Again, not the tidiest on takeoff there. Giving away a fair number of centimeters there on takeoff. Lying in 6th place after the opening event, 675, so no improvement, and 679 gets him 764 points.
Kerin next to go then in this long jump. Gaël Kerin. He's a 7:49 jumper. 7:26 is not bad. That gets him what, 876 points. French squad, surely their camp was buzzing last night after that 1, 2, 3 in the men's 60-meter hurdles. Kerin do it here. Ooh, that looked pretty big. That looked pretty big. That looked like an improvement. Now, 7:26 so far. Collapsing down onto his left side there. It wasn't too pretty. Pushed it to the max, didn't he? Very nearly out at the front of the board. Look at the way.
Incredible.
It's like a crashing plane, but he keeps the distance good. And I'm sure it's an improvement on 7:26. It is quite a big improvement. Season's best indeed for the Frenchman Gaël Kerin. 7:41. Good to see, and that gets him 913 precious points.
Peter Braun then with his final effort, looking to improve on 7 meters 11. Some way off his season's best. Needs to find another 20 centimeters or so, and again had to chop the stride on takeoff. Frustration for the Dutchman.
7:11 remains his best, and that was a pretty big jump, wasn't it? That was a 7:40, 7:50 jobby.
Yeah. So a no jump there for Peter Braun. So 7:11 remains his best effort. 840 points.
Well, if you just joined us, you're watching the long jump, the second discipline for the heptathletes at these European Indoor Championships in the Czech capital Prague. We're in the O2 Arena. We have 4 events today, 3 tomorrow. The heptathletes, multi-eventers, and also going on in the stadium is the high jump qualifying for men. So we're flitting backwards and forwards between those two. The track action for this morning's session has finished. Just a reminder for all of you that we'll be back at 3:30 this afternoon UK time, 4:30 in Central Europe, with 5 field event finals and 4 track finals. Those are the 3000s for men and women, the 400s for men and women. Those are the track finals.
So back to the high jump. No.
Oh, and that was that Protsenko just then? It was a 2:36 jumper. And, Protsenko there, failing at 2:20. Klimarenko, excuse me.
Pittonvils then from Belgium. Next to jump, final jump for the Belgian, and he's been struggling this morning as Niels Pittonvils. Needs a mark here. Well, he's cleared 7 meters, but yet again he has the red flag, and that is a frustrating morning for Niels Pittonvils. Oh, look at that. That's a huge overstep. And it's just all down to technique and the frustration coming through.
Well, that's him gone. Dear, oh dear. That is atrocious. You have to make that second jump a safety jump. His championships is over. You miss one discipline and you're gone. Even more critical in the, well, it can't be more critical. It's destroys your competition in the decathlon and does exactly the same in the heptathlon. Nobody to blame but himself. If you no jump in the first round, fine. You've got 2 more lives. But you make the next jump a safety jump. Get the points on the board. Put your marker back quite a long way. Get the points on the board with a solid effort. And then come out and really hit it on the third effort. But to have 3 no jumps, dear oh dear.
Yeah, a little consoling pat on the back there from St. Nicholas, his teammate. Now, Lukáš with the crowd behind him, the Brill Cream boy. Other hair products are available. What can he do? That looks good on takeoff. Certainly no problem with that. And it's over 7 meters. Has he improved on 7:04? I think he may have done, but not by much.
He's got good speed. You feel as though he should be jumping further than that. There's something not quite right. Nice on the board. Good height. I think it's the timing. You feel as though he should be jumping 750, 760.
Oh, look at that. Spot on. So a second jump of 7:04, 823 points. Not quite sure what the coach made of that. Probably frustration, as you said.
Olsen next to go then. 7:11 so far. He's already had a season's best with that 7:11. According to our computer anyway, that doesn't show on your screen. Which is an interesting little contradiction. It is a season's best. Here he came here with the best of 7:16. What it's not is a personal best. Sorry, 6:95 was his season's best, but he has a personal best of 7:16. That looks about the same. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He went for it, but he has 840 points. And that's just a marginal foul. Unfortunately, it's kind of a dopey phrase about not being marginally pregnant.
Yeah.
You ever known anybody marginally pregnant, Chris?
No, I haven't actually.
Well, he fights on at East Olsen. We'll round up the situation for you, obviously, after these 2 events. Don't forget the heptathletes later on today. Their competition continues with the shot and the high jump.
So Pavel Vysiolek, can he improve on that 7:16? We thought it was much further, remember, the previous jump. That looks decent on takeoff, and that is good. Now, at the risk of repeating ourselves, that looks like a personal best to me. That looks as though he cleared 8 meters, as long as he gets the white flag, which I think he will. It looked fine on the board. Well, this guy's on fire. Now, his body language, remember, after the previous jump suggested he'd done a lifetime best. Nothing wrong with the jump on takeoff. He's pretty close to 8 meters there.
Well, hang fire, Chris. We thought the second round jump was about a 7:40, 7:45, and it was given 7:16.
Just about to come up. Well, he's very pleased with something. We're just waiting. 7:63 this time. That is a personal best. 7:27 the previous mark, and that is terrific. And that is 967 valuable points for the pole.
It's the second best jump of the day, behind Shkrenyov's opener, 7:78. The personal best for the Russian, a big personal best for Vysiolek.
Well, that'll put him up above the 7th place he was at after the opening event, you would think. Good jumping, though, isn't it?
Isn't it just? And deserved, too, because I just got this nagging feel in the back of my mind that he was diddled out of something on his second effort. Certainly better than 7:16. Well, this competition continues. There's another 6 men or so to jump, as indeed the high jump will continue. That's only a qualifying competition. This is a final you're watching unfold. It's just 1/7 of a final, that's all, as we see Helchelek now getting ready to go. He is the European #1 on this season's tables with 6.614. Now, the music booms that little bit louder for the Czech competitors once again. We alluded to this on Thursday evening, Martin and I, when there was shot and long jump competitions qualifying, and we thought it was a little bit out of sorts actually. But it's one thing if the crowd want to roar, home advantage, fine, but it's fine. But to turn the music up, which is should be an objective stadium thing, and the same for everybody, for the home competitors, I think is well, it's pushing the rules, bending the rules, if you like. Helchelek maybe a little bit better there. 7:38, his best so far. That to me looked out towards 7:50. Brilliant on the board. Czech #1 in this discipline, European #1 this winter. And Helchelek. Well, 7:30. I thought it looked better, I have to say. He did too, I reckon.
Just 3 more jumps to come then in this second discipline of the heptathlon. This one from Matthias Brugger. Needs a big one here. Really no mark of any sort to speak about. 4.93. Looks as though he's got something half decent there. Clench of the fist suggests he may have gone close to 7 meters. But a no jump with his second effort and barely 5 meters with his first. Needs something. He's a 7.06 jumper this season. I don't think he's improved on that. That's fine. $6.99. A useful 811 points. So it's finished on the up for
well, that's
Matthias
very
Brugger.
close. Yeah, it's very close to his season's best, Chris, at 7.06, so he's got to be at least satisfied with that. We've seen one man exit the competition here, Piton Vils of Belgium. 3 no jumps for him, I'm afraid. St. Nicholas now, the defending champion overall from 2 years ago. 7.37 is best so far. St. Nicholas has already set a substantial season's best with that second round effort. His lifetime best though is 7.65. He can go a lot further. And he has! Yes! He's not celebrating yet. Maybe somebody's told him those blokes at Eurosport keep misjudging it completely. So just hang fire on the celebrations. But if that 7 meter line across the sand, the computer generated 7 meter line, is correct, that's got to be beyond 750, surely. Oh, you heard it yourself in the background there. 7:51 for St. Nicholas. And that is much, much better. 7:51, just checking the point scoring, gives him 937. Yeah, back on track after solid hurdles this morning. He was in 4th place.
So the final jump of this long jump. Ureña, the Spaniard, Jorge Ureña, lying in 3rd place after the 60 meters this morning. But body language suggests that he's not particularly impressed with that. Way short of the takeoff board. Could have added at least another 10 centimeters to that jump if he'd been closer to the mark. 6.88. And that is way down. That's almost a meter down. Well, let's be fair, it's 70 centimeters down on his lifetime best. So he'll have to be disappointed with that in the long jump. So work to do for the Spaniard. And the body language and facial expression says it all. So we'll bring you the consolidated standings for the heptathlon after 2 events. Just wrap up the long jump itself.
Well, Shkerenyov, the longest of the day, with that fabulous personal best, 7 meters 78. Wisiolek, also a big personal best, 7:63 for the Pole in second place. Abela of Germany, a personal best for third, 7:56. He'll maintain his challenge after being equal leader after the first discipline, the hurdles. St. Nicholas, the defending champion, fourth in this competition with 7:51, a season's best for him. Unfortunately, Pitonvils and Larussen are gone. So they can clear their stuff together now, these heptathletes. And the next discipline for them, as mentioned earlier, coming up is the high jump. In fact, the shot, excuse me, just checking the shot, which will get their afternoon underway. It's at 3:35 local time, so just a reminder for you that it will be 3:30. We'll be back with you here in the UK with the women's high jump kicking off proceedings. And there it is, Chris. Shkerenyov, 1894. St. Nicholas, the defending champion, 68 points down in fourth.
Yeah, he'll be cheered up by that final long jump, won't he, just to put him back in contention, the defending champion. But Shkerenyov there with that terrific series of jumps, personal bests for the Russian, have put him to the top of the standings, and they're all the way down. 1,000 points adrift after 2 events, and as we say, he is gone. Larussen is a non-starter, so could be down to a field of 13 for the remaining 5 disciplines.
Well, Masteras then in this long jump competition, high jump competition, excuse me. .230 jumper. That's lovely. That's lovely for Masteras. 224. We had about 14 men over that. Now they're at 228. And he nails that one just a couple of centimeters, less than an inch behind his lifetime best. 2 men clear this at this height now. Sipaklov of Russia has gone clear. But just checking, actually, the number of men that went clear at 224, it's massive. About 15, I think. Yeah, Siplakov there, that was his clearance a couple of minutes ago at 228. Bednarek will be next to go for Poland. The automatic qualifying height, remember, 231. They've said it necessarily high because this is an event which is just doing rather well on the world scene at the moment, particularly in Europe. Here comes Baniotis now. First attempt for him at 228. Oh, that's nice. Oh, no.
It was nice, wasn't it? For a while.
A couple of seconds.
Frustration for Baniotis.
He knows it's there, though. Flipped it with his right heel, I think.
Shustov, first attempt at 228. Can he join Tisblakov, his teammate? No, is the answer. Dear, fell slightly awkwardly as well. I think he fell on the mat and then just toppled over and rolled over onto the track. But it's almost there, my word. Yeah, that was goodness me, that could have been dangerous. But he looks to be okay.
Well, 2 more attempts if they're needed. At 228 for the Russian. He's lying in 4th equal, but if I tell you there's 5 men filling that position at the moment and 3 men in 1st equal, that could be the finest. In 9th place is Botsenko at the moment. Yaroslav Baba. Now, here we go. 228. Oh, they like that. He gives it a clatter too, but it stays up. And Baba for the Czech Republic. Olympic bronze medalist, as Chris mentioned earlier, when he was just a youngster. He was 19 in 2004 back in Athens. Was that really 11 years ago? He's 1.99 m tall. He's about 6'7".
That's a perfect card, isn't it? Sorry, Tim.
I was going to say, what have you thought of basketball? Yeah, it is a perfect card. He's having a good day. But it is only qualifying. Well, local time in Prague, it's 1:05 now. Each of the spectators with the track action long gone, and just this high jump continuing, thinking about heading off for a bit of lunch in one of Europe's most beautiful cities. It's the 15th largest municipality in the European Union. Prague's a big city. Been developing for over 11 centuries now, so they've got it, had plenty of time to get it right.
Matouš Bubeník, the Slovakian, next to jump. Second attempt at 2:28. Certainly plenty of support for the Slovakian in the O2 Arena. No, got that all wrong. Never looked like getting over there. So one more attempt for him to try and stay in this competition. So we have 3 jumpers clear at 2:28 so far.
Next jumper, medals, 2 World Championships and 2 Commonwealth Games. He is jumping for Cyprus, and his name is Johan.
Well, this does sort the men from the boys. Janu next to go. Jumping for Cyprus. Sat next to him on a plane about 5 or 6 years ago. Small plane too. It was some little European hop we were taking, and he was scrunched up like he'd been put in a cardboard box. Huge figure. 6'6", 6'7". Lovely fella too. Speaks perfectly good English. Spends most of his time training in Athens. At least he was then. Angry there though to fail 2:28 for the first time. Oh, second time, excuse me. Now he's in a bit of trouble.
Alan Smith then. It's in pretty good form earlier on when we saw him. Second glimpse of the British jumper. No. Not even close, unfortunately. And that is... just clipped it with the heels, didn't he, on the way over?
It was a big ask, wasn't it, Chris? His lifetime best this winter, 2:29. That 2:28 in this sort of before. Clearly, there's no point in taking any more attempts at 2:24 when he'd seen so many men go over it.
Cesani, yes. He liked that, the Italian. Good technique from the Italian. So the second attempt, he inches his way towards a place in that final. Baniotis, the Greek, second attempt at 2:20 clatter.
Well, that's a shame, because his first attempt was very, very nearly there, wasn't it? We've got 4 men clear at the moment. Baba, Mastaras is beginning to sort itself out, this. Shustov next to go for Russia. Now, visualization. Knows how to do it. Can he do it this time? No. He had ample height there. It's really frustrating. The 2010 European champion, remember those glorious championships in Barcelona at Stadium on Montjuic. Took gold there. His wife is the international sprinter Ekaterina Kondratьева. His son back in 2010, and 3 days later he won the European Team Championships in Bergen. But his day needs to get better with a third-time clearance at 2:28. Now the Italian Tamberi. Wears his heart in his sleeve, this man.
Yes, he does. Plays to the crowd. He's not even Czech, but he's enjoying their support, and they'll need it now. Second attempt at 2:28 to become the 5th jumper clear. Here he goes. Oh, yes. Well done, sir. Molto bene. Yeah, I'm the man. Remember the name, he's saying. Tamberi. It's good to see, though, isn't it?
I'd let your legs do the talking if I were you. That's nice, though. Great to see that interaction with the crowd. It needs more persons. We've got far too many people who are a little bit robotic, do the job and disappear. And of course, it's a massive problem in the sport of road racing, marathon running.
See you tomorrow.
Okay, we will. We look forward to it.
Cheeky devil. Yeah, we will too. Ivanov of Bulgaria. So there's his card. Struggled a little bit at 2:24. Michelangelo figure about him. What's that drawing of the figure with the circle, with the arms outstretched and legs outstretched?
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Only 20 years old. 12th in the European Juniors in 20. Last summer at the European Championships, didn't disgrace himself in Zurich. But one attempt left, and it would require a personal best. He's done well to get over 2:24, but his lifetime best is 2:25.
Grimarenko then from Ukraine with his second effort, second attempt at 2:28. Tall, rangy figure, but again, not even getting close.
He generates so much speed. He's probably the fastest of all of them on approach. He's not one of the sort of big, muscular jumpers. He depends upon speed rather than strength. But it's a very, very hard way of high jumping, because you have to control that speed, and you have to convert the horizontal acceleration and the speed itself to vertical lift, which in itself takes quite a lot of strength. But you see some jumpers, and they're very big, muscular blokes. Makes a great second row forwards in rugby, but the Klimarenko, well, not him, more like a cyclist. I mean, a long-distance cyclist. Bednarek then, 2:28. It's proving beyond most of them. We have got 5 men clear now after Tamberi's clearance. 2 of them Italians, by the way, Cesani and Tamberi. No, and that wasn't close. That looked rather laboured, didn't it? And he's gone. Looks a little bit tired, that one from the pole. Well, that's a shame. Bednarek is a 2:30 jumper, albeit a few years ago now. He has cleared 2:28 this winter. World bronze medalist in Berlin back in 2009. Was perfect up to this height too, so it promised so much. He finishes up at the moment equals 6th, so it's conceivable. In fact, I would even say quite likely, the way things are heading, Chris, we're going to have about, well, more than 8 people in the final, possibly 9, 10, perhaps 11 men in the final.
Well, Protsenko from Ukraine with his last attempt at 2:28. Yes, tidy. Nicely done. So he joins the club, becomes the 6th clear at 2:28.
Beautiful jump. One of the best of the day, actually.
So graceful.
So that surely will be enough. We've now got 6 men clear at 2:28. It's beginning to tidy itself up. Dimitri, second time clearances at 2:19 and 2:24. Now 2:28. Third time of asking for the Russian. No. Well, there's a very frustrated Dimitri, whose day is over, his championships is over. His wife, Yekaterina Alexeyeva, was second in the World Championships in 2001 in double heptathlon, 14 events, including the 3000, as we see Donisan, also one of the Romanians, Donisan, training there. He is would have to equal his season's best to go over 2:28. It's a big ask, but at the same time, you know you're capable of it. So he's in 7th place at the moment. 7th equal, actually, along with what, 4 other guys? 3 others. There's 4 men sharing 7th equal.
Bubenik then looking to join the 6 clear at 2:28. Last attempt. Needs to improve on his previous attempt. Such a tall, rangy jumper. Perfect build for high jumping. No. Not even close in truth.
Well, he's still 7th equal. He was before that jump, and he remains so. So Bubenik, Shustov, Bednarek and Donisan all on 2:24. And if that's the case, with 6 men ahead of them, we could have a 10-man final. Yanu now could turn things around a little bit. If he can clear this, he isolates 7th for himself. So the Cypriot then, 30 years old now. Medals at 2 World Championships and 2 Commonwealth Games. Commonwealth silver medal, actually, in Glasgow last summer. Oh, lovely. Yes, he was asking for divine intervention. Maybe he did get a little bit of help there. He's a 2:32 jumper, but that's a big season's best from him. He improved from 2:20 coming into these championships, his season's best, to 2:24, now 2:28. And that was full of character and determination, wasn't it? And stubborn will, if you like, from Yanu. 6th place, his 2nd season's best of the day, and secures a spot in the final.
Terrific jumping from the Cypriot. Baniotis then, can he follow suit? No. Complete contrast, and he waves goodbye. Baniotis down in equal 12th. And I think that'll be a jump too far.
Shustov then. Left for him. He was perfect up to and including 2:24. He's lying in 8th equal though, with Bednarek and Donisan and Bubenik. Oh yes! Almost an arrogant glance back at the bar there, as if to say, who's the boss? Nice. Gathered himself well for that one, didn't he? So Shustov then for Russia, into the final. I'm saying into the final, because of course 2:31 is the automatic qualifying height, but 2:28 would seem to be the cutoff now, with what 8 men clear. Yanu and Protsenko a 7th equal with 2:28, and then Bednarek, Donisan and Bubenik, a 9th equal is 2:24. So we do have a differentiation between 8th and 9th at the moment.
Even off then with his final attempt at 2:28. No. And he's very, very frustrated with that. And he is way out of the contention for qualification for the final, the Bulgarian.
Well, we have 8 men over 2:28. Just been double checking. 8 men over 2:28 now.
And the last one, his chances to qualify is the Ukrainian Yuri.
Next to go Krimerenko. No, that's his final attempt. Cleared 2:24 at the 3rd attempt, 2:19 at the 2nd attempt. He hasn't had a particularly tidy day's jumping. We are down to 8, and I think that separates it, doesn't it, Chris? Is that it? Just checking if everybody else has had 3 jumps. They have now. And that concludes proceedings, I think, in the high jump qualifying for men, and indeed in the O2 Arena in Prague this morning. Yes, the officials were doing a wonderful job. Well done to them, and thanks for keeping things running smoothly. And, beginning to tidy up. They too will be keen to head off and get their lunch somewhere in town. Well, it's 20 past 1 in Prague, as we see the top 8 there. The last man through to the final of Protsenko. All of them getting a small queue because none of them needing to clear of 2:31, the automatic qualifying height in the men's high jump contest. Well, that will be one of all the massive finals that come through tomorrow in the afternoon session. Men's high jump final is tomorrow afternoon, as I say, at 2:40. Oh, what a good morning. Chris, really good morning for the British athletes. Good morning too for most of the home athletes. They have heptathlon buzzing along nicely, and 2 more events to come for them today. But we can take a look now at what is coming up through this afternoon.
Yes, there we are. The field events, I suppose, dominate the afternoon proceedings, but track as well, women's 3,000 meters, women's 400 meters and men's, and then concluding with the men's 3,000 meters. So a whole clutch of gold medals up for grabs later on, and we're on action, of course, from 15:30 British time, 16:30 in Central Europe.
Well, we're going to leave you now. You too can head off and have a spot of lunch if you're watching either in the UK or in Europe. We're going to do exactly the same thing, and I look forward to seeing you again later on today, as Chris just said. Yeah, 15:30, 3:30 p.m. here in the UK. The Brits getting through well in the sprints and the 1500 and 3000s today. So looking forward to the 1500s. I should say, we haven't done the 3000s. Looking forward to a great afternoon session with 9 finals no less to come in Prague, the O2 Arena. We'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.